Hello everybody, this is Sheyla, and today we have max level achieved. The Hunter's Journey concludes in Turtle WoW. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on this journey. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, we are starting with a sunken temple, and the last 10 levels from level 50 to level 60, they're not as bad as level 30 to level 50 in my opinion, but they're still serious. They're still very difficult, to complete. And I did come up with a few tricks to how to level efficiently. Excuse me, I had a Dr. Pepper, so I've got a little bit of burp spilling up, excuse me. But I found that doing dungeons just from level, I'd say 50 to 57, with some questing intermixed as well, just so, because you're not always going to have a group going. Sometimes you're going to be waiting in queue, especially as a damage, but having some quests to do in the zone where you're queued for group finder in, that's going to be the best way to do it until about level 57. And then at level 57 you're going to want to head into Battlegrounds with war mode turned on. I ended up going from level 58 to level 60 in about 3 hours, just because we had a really good Warsong Gulch team and we kept winning. So that's going to be the best way you can do it. So yeah, we were doing some dungeons. We were just questing in the Badlands and Telebeam, and then we ended up doing Battlegrounds just to get us to that 60 mark. So that's how I did it. And I am thinking about doing a leveling guide, but we'll get there soon. We'll see what we want to do. I still got a lot to do. I have learned to appreciate reputation grinding. On my other 60, I was doing the Black Morass and the Argent Dawn reputation grind. So that's when you get exalted for the Argent Dawn and exalted for the Wardens of Time. And it only took 19 runs, if that. I think it was about 17 for Black Morass and 19 for not Skullomance, but Strath Undead. And it took 3 days for both of them, so it doesn't take that long. I think actually Black Morass took 2 days. But it's not that bad. It's not that long. I remember it took me like 2 years to get to Exalted on original Sheyla. There we have level 52. And I didn't realize that, I mean, you don't know what you don't know until you do it. So this has been a learning experience for me. And that's been what I have been doing on Ambershire primarily, is instead of focusing all on PvP, because that was what I originally focused on when I leveled on Norjanar, I wanted to hit 60 so I could PvP. Which, now that I have the experience that I do have, I was really doing myself a disservice. There were so many aspects of the game that I just did not explore because I was so myopic. I was so focused on one thing, PvP. I didn't really explore professions as much as I wish I did. I ended up doing so on Norjanar. As you know, if you play on Norjanar, I became a very prolific blacksmith. I didn't really do dungeons that much. I only did what I had to do to get to raids. And the only reason I went to raids was to get the gear so I could pawn noobs and PvP. So I was doing everything with a goal in mind and not doing things for the love of the activity itself, which sort of got in the way of my appreciation of the activity. So running dungeons were an errand. It was a chore. It wasn't like fun. You know what I mean? So I got in my own way of having fun. And I see a lot of players doing that same mistake. Like I was on the Turtle WoW subreddit, and some lost soul posted, what is the most, what's the fastest class to get to level 60? I just want to play the end game. And the #1 top rated comment was, hey man, I think you should go play a different game because this game isn't for you. And that is the honest to God truth. If you are in a rush, if you don't have the time, I hate that when you get into a dungeon and somebody's like, I don't have time. It's just like, why the fuck did you queue if you don't have time? Excuse me, excuse my language. But I get genuinely frustrated when somebody gets into a dungeon group and then rushes 4 other people because they're too ADHD brained to take their time or to do the right thing. I think you should go play a different version of the game if that's the type of player you are. You don't belong here, straight up. Yeah, so people trashed that person on Reddit, and they were like, yeah, go play it. This is not the game for you. This is not the server for you. You know, that's not why we play this game. We don't play this game to get to the end game. We play this game because we enjoy the game, and the majority of the game is getting to level 60. So if you're trying to skip the majority of the game, you fundamentally do not understand what makes this game so great. And yeah, I leveled very fast, partially because I wanted to like upload it and show you guys and give you guys tips and strategies and whatever. But I've also played this game for 20 years, so you know, I've done most of this stuff before, but that being said, even though I've done most of this stuff, I'm still learning new things and getting an appreciation for things. Again, like I learned, like the fastest way to get exalted with Argent Dawn is to just do 19 runs of Strath Undead. I didn't know that. I've been playing this game for 20 years. I didn't know that. So, you know, I'm just refining my own skills. But it is unfortunate when players come in and they ruin their own time, but more so, they bring down everybody else around them because they fundamentally do not understand what makes this game so great. You miss the forest for the trees. It's the journey, not the destination. And I found that in real life. Whenever I wanted to achieve a goal, once I achieved the goal, it was underwhelming. Just because my fantasy of the achievement was stronger than the reality. And those players will encounter that too when they play this game. They'll be like, oh, I want to get to 60, and then like they have to go farm their Prebis and do the same dungeon 40 times. And then they're like, wow, this actually is not that fun. And it can be fun, but it's like the mentality that you came into it with, you didn't give yourself time for fun. You didn't allow yourself to have fun. So allow yourself to have fun when you're playing WoW. But yeah, I don't want to play with those people. And you know that I'm been like a broken record. But yeah, it is super important that you explore other areas of the game. So being a PvPer this time around, I've learned just how rewarding reputation farming is. From the Margrim to the Gelkis to the Argent Dawn, Black Morass. Right now, I'm doing one of the most difficult rep farms there is, and this is the reason why you're getting videos. I'm actually doing this video after I did the last one, the one where what was I doing last video? We were in BG's and we finished up the Margrim and the Gelkis rep grind. We got to Revered. I said Exalted, but we achieved Revered for the bow. So I'm doing that afterwards because I am procrastinating because I don't want to go get honored with the Hydraxian Waterlords. Because if you've done that rep farm before, you know that it is really difficult. So the only way to get reputation is to kill the elementals in Northern Silithus, and killing them gives you 5 points. Now, you need 6,000 points, so that's like 1,200 elementals you have to kill. Not impossible. I was doing it as Ret because I was like, oh, you know, it's the journey, not the race. And then after 300 or so, I was like, oh, this is going to take forever. I'm going to go respec to Prot, and I'm going to AoE down as many as I can. While I was doing that, I ran into, or this mage, this annoying mage from that IKEA guild. He was stealing the mobs as I went to hit them, like he was tagging them with arcane missiles as I went to hit them. And it made me realize how much I wanted to play a mage. I've been raiding on my other 60. We did our first Molten Core last Saturday. I did get I'm not going to tell you what I got because I don't want to spoil anything. But I will get to it towards the end of this video. But I did get something that was good for that character. I don't know if I will be raiding on Nytherion anytime soon. My guild is still trying to organize when they would like to raid. So we're getting that going soon. I do have Prebis. I am hit capped. But my primary goal right now is to finish up my professions. Excuse me, that Dr. Pepper's talking back to me. My primary goal is to finish up my professions, to finish up the Hydraxian rep, to do the quest in order to get the douse. I'm not going to be able to go in with a douse this week, just because you have to kill different mobs in MC in order to get the douse. But if you do the honor and you do the quest chain, once you kill those mobs, you can douse. So my focus is getting my professions good, being able to douse on my other character, and then I will be able to level up a mage. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for her. She is going to be a goblin mage named Bitterbug. She will be fire spec. I will end up re-rolling around level 5. We'll do 40. We'll do 40. At 40, we'll go arcane, just so I know how to play arcane by the time I hit 60. It's important that you give yourself enough time to be familiar with the spec you switch to. Because at level 60, we're going to be in Molten Core. Maybe Blackwing Lair will be out by then. Who knows? I think we can hit 60 on her by December. But all the mobs are going to be fire immune, so I can't be a fire mage in raid. So, and arcane is the better spec. Fire does do more damage, but that is dependent on RNG and gear, and you're going to need around max gear for fire to do more damage than arcane. And even so, you're still going to need the stars to align, and you're going to need to get different procs, and you're going to need to crit a certain amount in order for that to happen. So we're going to be arcane for most of our level 60 journey on her. She's also going to be engineering. So I'm building a vision for her. And in this fantasy, she is a crazy goblin girl who likes to blow stuff up. And I'm really looking forward to playing on her. We're going to do the Stormrock Castle. We're going to try to get the set. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have a good time on her. So I'm looking forward to that. But we still have a few errands we got to do on my other level 60s on Ambershire. But I recently started a WoW journal. And the whole concept of this journal is so the channel will help in archiving just my journey in WoW. Well, parts of it, just because my first 3 years on Turtle, I wasn't a content creator, so I didn't record it all. However, now with the lawsuit and all the uncertainty, it will be nice to have a sort of like a memory capsule of, you know, my time spent on the server. Because eventually, maybe I'll play WoW until, you know, I'm an old man. But eventually, I won't play WoW. You know, there might be a day where I don't have the time, or, you know, maybe I'll have a family of my own. And it'll just, it'll be nice to have something to look back on and be like, remember that one dungeon where that dude was this way? Yeah, I remember that. It'll be nice. But the point of my journal is to write down different strategies, to write down to-do lists on different characters, because I got so many now. So part of that is like getting the Hydraxian rep on my other 60, finishing up leatherworking on Nytherion, and also writing down strategies for gold farming. So it's good to organize yourself, and it's good to have a plan. You don't always need a plan. You can just log in and do things. But I do have a formalized journal, which I write down, okay, this is what I'd like to do. These are my goals. Here's the vision for Bitterbug, Goblin Fire Mage, engineering, explosive, Goblin engineering, rocket boots, all that jazz. So it's good to get organized, because I'll go and play one character for a week, and then when I come back to the other character, I sort of forget where I was. So the journal really alleviates that phenomenon of forgetting what you needed to do. So whenever I log back over to my other character, I open up my journal. I'm like, okay, flip. All right, this is where we're at. This is what we wanted to do. This is what the errands that we need to do, the chores, and this is the idea of the character. So I recommend doing that. It's a little intense. It's probably not for the casual player, but it is something. So here is this Dire Maul that we did not finish because the tank decided to throw a hissy fit. And, I've talked about it before with the different types of players, but we're going to talk about Ego Tank real briefly. There is a certain type of person who queues tank because they think that other people will have to treat them like they're important. I call it the Ego Tank. And these people, they might be decent tanks, but they're not cut out to be tanks. They don't have the mentality for it. They're not patient. They're not courteous. And they are selfish individuals. And a tank is a meat shield. You're supposed to be selfless. A lot of these players think, well, because I'm essential, you have to treat me with privilege. You have to give me tank privilege. That's what they're rolling tank for, is tank privilege. They don't understand that a healer with a spine can shut that shit down really quick. And I take pleasure in doing that, to be honest with you. I love shutting ego tanks down. Whether that be messing with them, whether it be not healing them, or whether it be just checking them. I will do that. Some people don't like conflict or whatever, but I've seen enough of these guys to be fed up. And as a healer main, I've seen the way some of them treat healers and the way some of them talk about healers, and you're nothing without a healer. If you could solo the content, you would be soloing the content. Guess what? I can solo the content. On Sheyla, I solo dungeons all the time. You've seen my videos. I do that. You don't see me acting like that. You don't see me in the dungeon telling people that they need to listen to me or get out, or kicking people willy-nilly, because that's not what an actual leader does. That's not what a leader does. You lead from the back, you lead by example. And they're not that. They're pretending to be that. So I enjoy knocking ego tanks down. I'll just say it. I enjoy it. Now, everybody wishes that tanks and healers and all your party members were just pleasant and the run went smooth and everybody got the gear they want, but that's a fantasy. It's not a perfect world. There are some times where you're going to get a jerk or a person who feels entitled to something in your party, and you're just going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it the best way you can. Now, there are people who are very conflict averse, and they do not like any sort of argument or any sort of conflict. Now, I am a PvPer, so I live for conflict. That's my bread and butter. That's my favorite thing. So if you want to throw down with me, which this warrior did try to throw down with me, I'm gonna set you straight real quick. So we kill this boss, and the Satyr bow drops, and he is going off of Abyssless, and he's expecting that he just gets it because he wants it, and that's how the world works. I wish that was how the world works. I don't know what his life is like, where he thought that a simple desire for something means that you're entitled to it, but that's not how the real world works. Sometimes you have to earn things. Sometimes you do earn things and you still don't get them. But, you know, so I'm going to roll on this bow too because I'm at 7% hit and I would like to get hit capped. I would like to get to 8% hit. So I'm going to roll on the bow. Bow drops. I need that. This is me calculating my mind. This hit. Yeah, I could use the hit. And the dude loses his mind. Yep. Yep. I'm sorry, dude. I'm a hunter. It's a bow with hit. Yeah, it might not be the best bow I can get right now. I think I'm level 57. But I do need this. If I want to be hit capped, I'm going to need 8% hit. And that's going to get me to 8% hit. So he has a hissy fit and he leaves the group. And he ends up trying to fight me. Big mistake. Now, he doesn't know that I am a PvP god. So he is going to swing on me in a second here. And we're just going to show him like, yo, dude, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. Feign death, freezing trap, back up a bit, aim shot. Let's hit him. We hit him. We're going to pop into monkey. We're going to deterrence. There's the deterrence monkey. He can't hit me. Dodge, parry, 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 dodge. He's getting frustrated, and we're going to trap him again. Look at that. Poor fella. Having a hissy fit. He can't even do anything about it. And I've got my pot in my bag, my health pot, just in case. And he times out. So, bye. Peace. Later. You don't get everything you want. Sorry, dude. So we're going to pop over to Telebeam here. I hate tanks like that. I hate tanks like that. I'm the most important person here. No, the healer is. The healer could heal my pet and do what you do. The healer keeps us all alive. And you don't see them squawking. You don't see them talking in chat. But yeah, that's hopefully, and I know he didn't. That's not the type of person who takes a life lesson from things. But hopefully one day he can reflect on, the nature of his actions. Like, why did he think that, he deserved something more, it's, you roll on it. You roll on it, and if you win, you win. I can use bows too. If there was a rogue in the group, they would be able to win. If the rogue won the bow, you would not see me throwing a hissy fit. Because you know why? I'll just go again. I'll just go back in and try to get the bow again. It's not that big a deal. But I'm not going to sit there and, pitch a fit because I didn't get the item I wanted in a video game. Some of these players are not cut out for this. And it comes with experience, it comes with time, but it really is something else. But yeah, dude, it's like square up. Square up. We go over to Telebeam, and this is a good zone for leveling to 60, but you might want to save this zone for after you hit 60, because I think it has the most XP from quests out of all the zones. Like, I leveled on Zephyri, my priest on Nordranar here, and I noticed that I was getting a crazy amount of XP. And that's good for gold at 60. So I think you could get 300 to 400 gold just clearing Telebeam doing the quests. You might want to save it, but I also wanted the XP because I wanted to finish my series. So we ended up doing Telebeam for a bit. So we pop over to Warsong Gulch here, and we're just going to QQQ until we hit level 60. And luckily enough, I did get some solid teams, so it didn't go too long. We ended up winning probably about 70% of the games we played. So it was about 3 hours from level 58 to level 60. So it didn't take too long for me to hit level 60 at all from 58, just because I had war mode on and I was queuing in Battlegrounds. Excuse me, Dr. Pepper's talking back. I do recommend you try out war mode. It's a lot of fun. Around level 40 or so, I did have fun doing some world PvP. I was shadow melded outside of Nessingwary's camp and just killing anything that was green to yellow to orange and getting XP that way. I think I got like 4 or 5 bars just camping out that Nessingwary camp, and it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. And I did run into some Nordrenar vets in these battlegrounds. I think we saw Chune Lover, which if you're in the PvP scene, you know Chune Lover, which was super I always love seeing the rankers from Nord because like they're like old buddies. It's like, hey, it's like, yo, you're here? Yeah, I'm here. And I'll say things to the newer players and they'll be like, yo, Sheyla's right. Like I was saying, yo, why are you all red? All we need is 2 holy paladins and we would win every game. And then like a vet, a ranker from Nordrenar will be like, Sheyla's right. And I'll be like, I know I'm right. I am the healer. Or they'll say Nytherion's right. And they'll be like, I know I'm right. I'm the healer on Nordrenar. And they'll be like, whoa, what's your main? It's like, it's Sheyla. They're like, oh shit, Sheyla. Hey, it's blah, blah, blah. It's like, yo, blah, blah, blah. Yo. And so it's like, it's a reunion. And it's happy. It's good to see your friends from the other server following you over. Saori, the hunter that I play Blood Rings with, if you go back into my Blood Ring videos, the marksman hunter who I'm always playing with, Saori, like my Blood Ring partner, he's hopping over to Ambershire too. He's picking up Pally. He was hitting me up on Discord. He was like, yo, give me the most annoying sword and board spec you can think of. It was like, bet, here you go. So we gave him all the way down to Holy Shield, and we pick up the improved Righteous Fury talent that gives you 10% damage reduction, and then we went all the way down into Vengeance and Ret. So he's just going to be wailing on people. He does not have my favorite talents of all time, Holy Judgment, and the pushback talent, not Holy Judgment. What is it called? Yeah, I don't know. You know what it's called. You know if you know. Spiritual Focus. He does not have Holy Judgment and Spiritual Focus, so he's going to have to heal himself in Bubble or Concentration Aura, and it's going to be sketchy. Or he can run with a Pocket Healer. Look at this dude. Cap. So over here, we switch over to AV. And we're picking up the Recall Trinket. Now, I never got this trinket on original Sheyla on Nordrenar. The Recall Trinket is going to be huge in order to get back to our base in games that we are losing, just so we can reset the battleground, which I don't know why we would want to do that. I would rather just lose. But if we want to play for 5 hours... Oh, AV. Oh, AV. Oh, I'm so sick of AV. I do not like AV. It is my least favorite battleground. I've done it for way too many years. I'm so sick of it. I'd rather do anything else. Sunnyglade is the best. Warsong Gulch is the best. AB over AV. But it is what it is. So we're going to hit this banner so we can get our recall trinket. And you know, we're gonna do it like that. So we're getting up to the moment of truth, and I did record this voiceover twice. First time I recorded a half an hour worth of voiceover, and then there was an audio issue, so there was no sound, so I had to go back and re-record it. So that was sad. But right here, we have the moment of truth. We are going to ding level 60 in Warsong Gulch. No better place to ding level 60. Thank you for watching this series, guys. It's really been quite a journey. We had some crazy sessions, some 20 to 30 hour sessions. 7 days / playtime. 7 days. Which is average. It's the average time it takes to hit level 60. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank my guildmates for being there and supporting me too. It really was a good time. It was fantastic, and I'm glad that I could experience Ambershire like this. This has been Sheyla. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to comment what your favorite part of this journey was. And, I will see you guys in the next video. I'm not really going to end it here. I'm just pulling your tail. Did you really think I was not going to level a paladin on Ambershire? If you did, you thought wrong. That's right. Sheyla is level 60 on Ambershire. This has been made by Sheyla. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. Peace.